Welcome to the training site for DERA's environmental farming scheme. This training is part of a series relating to capital items. Please note that capital items may be referred to as non-productive investments or NPIs. This particular training is for the capital item Parkland or fruit or standard native tree stake. This is an additional capital item, which means it is not available on its own but must be applied for in conjunction with an EFS option. For the training, you will need to watch this video, and this is followed by a number of questions which you must answer. There are further details about the capital items on the Environmental Farming Scheme section of the DERA website. This training covers a number of aspects of the investment, including the aim and the amount that is to be completed. It then deals with certain things that must be done as part of the scheme and outlines the specifications. It then gives details on the type of checks that DERA will carry out as their responsibility for the scheme, and finishes by giving the payment rates. The Parkland fruit or standard native tree stakes are available to EFS wider participants as an additional capital item in association with the creation of traditional orchard. It is only available to EFS higher level participants if it's included in the site-specific remedial management plan. The aim is to support newly planted Parkland or fruit or standard trees and also existing young trees, and also to maintain and enhance the biodiversity value of ESF higher level sites where it is included as part of the site-specific remedial management plan. Concerning the amount to be completed, the amount that is detailed in the agreement is the amount that must be done. There's a minimum of one item, and the maximum will be as per the maximum agreement value. The capital item is established in year 1 and must be retained and maintained in the same area for the duration of the agreement. You must adhere to the scheme requirements and controls and to the specification as detailed in the capital item information sheet. These are summarised here in this slide. The work must be completed by the end of year 1 of the agreement. You must direct the claimed number of stakes in the correct location in the field or fields where they've been approved. You must direct them to the specification provided, and also field records must be kept detailing the location, the number erected and the date erected. Parkland fruit or standard native tree stakes must be to the specification provided in the capital item information sheet, and this is summarised here. New materials must be used. You must work with pressure treated timber. The stake must have a minimum diameter of 73 millimeters, and for the higher level, the Parkland fruit or standard native tree stake must be erected and maintained as detailed in the site-specific remedial management plan. This diagram gives you the specification. The post at least 73 millimeters diameter, at least 1.8 meters long, of new materials and pressure treated timber. As indicated, records need to be kept, and these need first of all to be at field level, and secondly they need to be kept for each year for any works undertaken. You may wish to use the format shown here, which is available on the DERA website, or you may prefer to use your own format to keep the required information. Please note that there's a separate training module on record keeping which will give you help with this aspect of the scheme. DERA is required to undertake checks to verify that the works proposed and paid for have been completed and are to the required standard. The The range of checks done for this option will be based on the requirements and controls detailed in the information sheet. These checks are of different types and can include office-based administrative checks. Secondly, they can be technologically based checks, such as control with remote sensing. Or thirdly, they can be on-site checks, such as rapid field visits or on-the-spot checks. Some of the checks that may be carried out in this option are summarised in the next few slides. DERA will check that the work is completed by the end of year 1 of the agreement. They'll check that the claimed number of stakes are erected in the correct location in the field or fields where they've been approved, and they'll check that new material has been used. Also, DERA will check that the Parkland or fruit or standard native tree stake is installed to the specification provided, and they'll check that field records are kept, including location, the number, and the date of installation. Regarding the payment, the option is paid at £4.50 per stake and in year 1 only. This is now the final slide of this training module, and there are certain things that you need to do next. You must complete the questions for this capital item, and these are found on the lesson site following the video. It is essential that you answer the questions so as to register that your training on this capital item is complete. Secondly, you should also read the information sheet that relates to this capital item. This is found on the lesson site and also on the EFS section of the DERA website. And finally, if you have further options or capital items in your agreement, you can take the training for them after you complete the questions for this capital item.